When I was 6, I had strep throat, which today usually is not that big of a deal at all. But back in the day, I hate to say it like that because it makes me sound and feel very old. But I have to say it, back in the day, strep could easily turn into rheumatic fever and or rheumatic heart, which was something that was life-threatening. So when I got strep, it turned into rheumatic fever, which gives you big black and blue blotches all over your legs, and you cannot walk. So I was unable to walk. Thankfully, it didn't hit my heart. Back then there was just the one type of we didn't have amoxicillin, and we just had penicillin. Now, like I said, all these things, I don't want to scare people with strep, but you should take care of it. But it's so easily taken care of now. But so it didn't. The medication didn't work. Turned into rheumatic fever. I couldn't walk for a good year and a half. I was home from school. It was very debilitating, very painful, very boring. And all I did was sit there, and which I'm not a fan of TV at all, but I had sat there and there was nothing else to do but watch TV and just go on my hands and drag myself around backwards, which started giving me good triceps at the time, which I didn't know I was going to be using those triceps for judo, but it started the triceps. So I would just, walk, backwards, drag myself on my hands. And so what happened was I saw a commercial for martial arts. And so, like I said, I mean, I was there for a long time, not being able to walk. So it was a lot of television. The homework would be given. I don't know if tutors didn't exist back then, but I didn't have one. So it was frustrating. Didn't know how to do the work. So I would throw the homework to the side and go back to watching TV again. Saw this commercial for martial arts, and they showed different martial arts, but I fell in love with judo. I saw these 2 guys, and they showed a beautiful judo throw in in slow motion. And I fell in love with it. So there I'm sitting, physically not being able to do that at all. And I looked and I thought to myself, wow, how cool would it be if I could throw somebody across the room like that? Don't ask me why a little 6-year-old girl from Westchester County, from New York, would want to throw somebody across the room. I have no idea. But it's great. It's fun. And that's what I wanted to do. And I was obsessed with it after that. Maybe it was out of frustration because I couldn't walk. I was in pain. I couldn't do anything. Yeah. But I picked judo. I mean, I could have picked any of the other martial arts that were being shown, but I didn't. I picked judo.
Do you know, if I can, it's a little bit really quickly, can you remember what it felt like to be that 6-year-old girl and not being able to walk and being in pain? Do you remember what it felt like?
Well, I remember the pain. Yes. The painful part. I do remember. I couldn't understand why I couldn't walk, but I always thought that, well, it's no big deal. I'm going to be walking again, which eventually through steroid treatment, thankfully, I did start walking again.
So what I hear right now, and I want to make sure the audience is hearing this too, is at 6 years old, you become basically paralyzed from the leg, waist down, can't walk. Not only can't walk, in pain. You are bored because you're at home all the time, can't do anything. Way you get around the house is by, using your super triceps to pull you across the floor. And yet, with all of that, you still had the mindset of, when this is over, I want to toss someone across the room. I think it's amazing. And I want to underscore this for everyone here listening. Seriously, there are going to be times when you feel like you can't move. Personally, professionally, you're stuck. Not only are you stuck, but you're in pain. The team you work with sucks. The supervisor you work with sucks. Whatever's going on in your life, it'd be painful, and you're stuck. And the only way to get around is to do something that's awkward and takes a lot of energy. But the same movement that's awkward in Eve's situation actually developed her triceps.